Kaizer Nation, Sanbonan Bafetu, and welcome back to Football Trends with me, OQP Bafetu. So, on today's video, I'm just going to be giving you some of the updates that have been happening at Naturena. As we know, today is the deadline, the final day, a transfer window, evaluate. So, a lot is happening, but I'm hopes, false hopes. But I'm going to give you everything that I know currently. So, in terms of Fernando Cruz, if you remember correctly, we talked about Fernando Cruz saying there's a slight chance he might come back. But if ever he doesn't come back, it looks like Nabi has found a replacement for Umchita. It looks like Cedric Kaizer, which is a Burundian football coach. He worked with Nabi at Young Africans, and to be honest, find out more information about him. There's nothing much. He's not even on transfer market. But whatever it is that I found, at least it's something that I can give to you. And yeah, I'm going to judge but yeah, he's probably looking good. He has worked with the national teams of the under-20, the under-17s, under-20s, and under-23s. So maybe he's good. Because obviously he worked with coach Nabi, and yeah, they might have succeeded a lot. As you can see, even the fans were happy with the performance that they had that side. As you can see, there's I'm not too sure if it's Khalil or Ruben Yusuf. Omar Jisaf or Khalil, but I think it's Khalil Ben Yusuf. Omar Jisaf is a bit more. Yeah, that's Khalil Ben Yusuf. They worked together. A young Africans. Hopefully, if ever Unabi does approve him, obviously we're gonna have to support him. And then coming back to the transfer news, Bafetu. Gonzimba. Yabanok market. Namhlanje akukho mnandi zange bimnandi bafethu. There were rumors trending, asking agent yakhe Osuna Police, they were saying ukuthi Osuna Police wanted to play for Pirates or move somewhere else. And then agent Yake says, Lance agent Yake, which is Lance David, said, this is fake news, Bafetu. And then I've asked him about Uguti. Did Kaizer just make an improved offer? What's going on? Because I just want to hear from him exactly. He hasn't responded, but so far he responded to Ifa Post. He said, please read my statement again. This is not what I said. And the statement said, also in a police agent, Lance David has confirmed that the Bafana International is likely to remain at Polokwane City FC despite interest from several clubs. And he said, please read my statement again. This is not what I said. So I see again for Lapo. And then going back to the transfers, Bafetu, currently as I'm speaking with you, there are some deals that looks like they have been concluded, and some of them are still going to happen now. Obviously, like I said, Izolo, I did not want to mention a lot of the names of the players, but today I'm going to give you some of the players that will be leaving. Obviously, number one, let me start with Kwinika Bafetu. I've talked about this guy, Dala, and yeah, as I'm speaking with you, it looks like Kaizer are looking for a club for Kwinika, but during the transfer window, Ivala Manje, I don't know what they are going to do or what is going to happen in terms of Kwinika. And then also Utateona the clock of Bafetu. Now this is interesting because if you remember correctly, I've told you guys Nabi said TT now. Let me not say Nabi said. I just know there was a list, and the list Utatoyana the clock when I was on that list of players that Nabi said they are not part of my plans. So currently, as I'm speaking with you, the whole club, they've offered Utiti Uhambe on a loan deal. You can go to Imakesi FC. Obviously, Imakesi FC looks like he's interested in signing the player, but here is where things get interesting. Utatoyana the clock of TT does not want to leave. He wants to stay with the club. So as if even though he's not gonna get some game time, I don't know, but it looks like TT Bafetu is not happy, is not keen on moving away from Kaizer Chiefs. And then moving to the next player, we have Usabelo Radebe, which Now, I remember, as I've reported about him, Bafetu Oguti, he's on the list of the players that Coach Nabi was time. Fetu, you're not on my plans, but at least I'm happy they've secured him a spot, Lapano Richards Bay. As I'm speaking with you, it looks like he's going to be moving there. Today is the final day. I just hope to hear the announcement very soon or later on, even to hear Utai. Sabelo Radebe Bafetu has been signed with a Richards Bay. And then last but not least, a done deal currently as ngizwa ngakhona, but I'm not too sure ngizozwa announcement. They say Udone Jansen, a player who just been offered a contract to Kaizer Chiefs. Well, contract runs I think until 2026 or 2027, between the 2 years. Currently, as I'm speaking with you, Nabi said, Jansen, take this young boy, loan him out to SuperSport United, and he's going to be there. And it's a done deal, maybe. I'm not too sure, but I will hear with the announcement later on. So, Bafetu, it's out of my hands. There's nothing I can do. In terms of Asanele Velabai, I know a lot of people still want to hear what is happening. I'm false hope, but I can say, they say it's 80% done. Maybe later on, some announcer and give you, if ever they confirm, later on I will give you the update. Uti nango ulo not aswin. I wanna manage to police in London. Nango ulo Asana level by coming to Kaizer Chiefs. Even though I've seen a lot of you guys don't trust Coach Nabi because you say, hey, get some fun and Asana level by because he's not a good player. But I won't blame him. Nabi knows what he has in plans for Umfana. So we'll see. If ever everything goes well, later on with Ayazin Asana level by is a done deal. So in terms of Ilona, the comment I've asked about Ulo, who also in a police and Kulumene agent, he hasn't responded. Hopefully Uzo responder. I know what's going to happen, but today is the final day of too. So if ever we don't get some of those players, I think we're gonna have to wait until the next transfer window. So that means we're not gonna be having a striker, not even the forward players that Coach Nabi was looking for. So yeah, that's it, Buffet 2. Those are the updates that I wanted to give to you in terms of what is happening currently at Nashorena. I'm sorry, Hangen Petelang Dabazaguti, they have signed who and who, but yeah, it's out of my hands, Buffet 2. There's nothing I can do. I'm just gonna have to wait and see, just like you guys. And yeah, I think this is it, Buffet 2. Well, if you have something to say, I've asked you guys, are you happy with the loanings? Because they've loaned out to Sabelo Radebe, and they also have loaned out Udone Jansen. And for me, to be honest, I've heard a comment from Wandile as I was speaking with him. Problem Nami for Nami, Ifi Petri, it has died, so I'm charging it. Yes, it's a very good question. I can't be some player. If ever the players that we currently have, they get injured or they are suspended for some reason, something happens, what are we going to do? Because definitely, Manje, as I'm speaking with you, Udone Jansen is gone, Sabelo Radebe is also gone. I don't know, but Gunzima. Something I cannot answer, but it's a very good question. Hopefully some of you can answer it down in the comment section below. But on the positive side, at least we have Abunjabulo Blom, we have a lot of players that have signed, but if ever they get injured, just like Uspongosan Mtetwa is leaving, if ever they get injured, that means obviously we're going to have to play with the players that we do have currently, and we're going to be playing against Amazulu FC 25. Definitely make sure to catch that one. Few comments before I close the live stream because I wanted to be brief. Iwa says a good idea. Okay, I think he's responding in terms of the loanings. And then Poetry Cave says, no, Q. Not that we don't trust Nabi, but the way he's being chased is like he's a world-class player or something, but we definitely trust Nabi. Me too, Koslami. I also trust Nasruddin Nabi. He knows what he's thinking, and yeah, in terms of that player, I think it's how things happen, If ever Kaizer Chiefs are interested in a player, El Dumayo, before Snagam sign, it becomes a problem. Check. We signed Augustin Sereno. He was offered to Kaizer Chiefs, but we signed him a few days later. Beganga Dumanga. People did no longer care about him. And then later on, we signed, I think before, we signed Rashun Dotli, Nofea Kintwari. Those players, Beganga Dumanga. And yeah, they signed them Gamnandi because they were not, popular or anything like that. I think even Amatil Zokona was smooth, smooth transitions. And then, Ujabulo Blomna is himself because he was having problems Labega corner. If it was not the case, I don't think Besom Tola back. So it's something. In Aso Mikael, I won't talk much, but I know the relationship that Kaizer Chiefs has built with Petro de Luanda. Highly possible we can get more players from that team. Problem is the foreign sport, the foreign quota. It's going to be a huge problem. But I think Binabisoya Corner Solandama players there because we don't have a problem with them. And they are very good with negotiating with us. And yeah, I don't think it's a team, a Kopulama price when it comes to signing players, And then also, moving on to Utamsanga. Masango says, thanks a lot for the update. Kose for life, Bongamina Koslami, peace and love. Bongani Jonathan says, hola Mr. QP, just got in. Can you please do a quick update, please? Okay, quick update. I was talking about Cedric Kazi. I don't know much about him. I don't have more information about him. He's not even on transfer market, but he worked with the coach Nasruddin Nabi at Young Africans, and he's very good with young players, so he might be a fit replacement for Fernando de Cruz, but I don't know if ever he's going to come, because Fernando de Cruz, just like I've stated, there's a slight chance he might come back, but if ever he's doesn't come back, probably this guy is going to be signed. And then also Jansen has been signed by Supersport United. I believe it's a done deal. And then we have Sabelo Radebe joining Eloy Richards Bay. And also TT is supposed to go to Imakesi FC, but akafuna ukuhamba yena. He wants to stay with the club. Ozita Kwinika naye, I think they're still looking for a club for him. So yeah, those are the updates that I wanted to give you, Buffet too. And then Uguyanelisa Madolo says, what about Mtetwa? Sponsored Mtetwa naye. They're still in talks. I've reported about this as well. Naye, he's being offered to Imakesi FC. Probably Zozwa, both of them being signed by Imakesi FC. I don't know, but for now, if anything comes up. And then Wandile, my brother, how are you? Sorry for me, and I was still talking with you. Says all QP, I'm not happy with the loans, but what will we do exactly? And you have a very good question. That question on Buzeno, if ever those players that we have currently they get injured, perhaps what are we going to do? Because we won't have any player like Gudone Jansen, we won't have any player like Radebe, we won't have any player like all of the players that I've mentioned here. So we will see. But I trust Nabi. That's the thing. I do trust Nasruddin Nabi. Hopefully he has a plan in terms of what he's going to do. And then Omondisa Mboyene says Ola bra, and the bully say the same teta Mongamina Koslami Mtata, not Mtata. Nyabonga Koslami. And then Tapelo Siyabonga QP Ola Bafo. Mponyana again says, hi QP, any new signings at Kosi? Currently Tulegile Koslami. I'm waiting for the deal as an level by, because they say it's on 80%. If ever they sign him Ngzonazisa later on, Ngzom announce and I will not sleep. I will make sure that I announce to Arsenal level by has come home. And then Nolwandile says, Eta QP, I'm happy with the boys getting loan elsewhere. Wish we could get a striker before window closes, but thank you for the updates and fetu. Bongamina Koslami. I'm sorry guys, I wanted to be brief and short. Mbugeli Meshnami, Mbugeli the neighbors with Balalanjan. But anyways, thank you guys for joining in the live stream. If ever they sign Ngzonazisa, make no mistake, Ngzonazisa bafethu. Mulobatsi Silo says, thanks QP, Bongamina Koslami. Ngzonbona later on if ever they've signed. If they did not sign, hey, Gunzima Shuti, hey, vele sikhohlwe nje sobona next transfer.